we know that a standard equation of hyperbola with transverse axis along x-axis and conjugate axis along y-axis is x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1, where this b square is equal to a square times e square minus 1. E is eccentricity of the hyperbola. Now in the question, given hyperbola is this, equation of given hyperbola is this, and it is also given that eccentricity of this hyperbola is EH. We will convert this equation in this form. In this equation, we observe that right hand side is 1. To bring 1 on the right hand side, we will divide both sides by 5. This implies x square by 5 minus y square cosec square theta by 5 is equal to 5 by 5. But we know that cosec square theta is equal to 1 by sin square theta. When we write 1 by sin square theta in place of this cosec square theta, we get this implies x square by 5 minus y square by 5 sin square theta is equal to 1. Comparing this equation with this standard form, we see that a square is equal to 5. A square is equal to 5. And in place of b square, here is 5 sin square theta. That means in place of b square, there is 5 sin square theta. Putting this value of a square, this value of 5 sin square theta, and this symbol EH in place of eccentricity E, in this relation we get 5 sin square theta is equal to 5 EH square minus 1. Cancelling 5 from both sides, we get sin square theta is equal to EH square minus 1. Suppose this is one number. We suppose this as number 1. We know that a standard equation of the ellipse with major axis along x-axis and minor axis along y-axis is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, where b square is equal to a square 1 minus e square. E is eccentricity of the ellipse. But a standard equation of the ellipse with major axis along y-axis, and minor axis along x-axis. This is x-axis, this is y-axis. Is y square by a square. Y square by a square, not b square but a square. X square by b square. When major axis is along x-axis, major axis, greater axis is along x-axis, we write x square by a square. But when major axis is along y-axis, we write y square by a square, y square by a square plus x square by b square, x square by semi minor axis b square is equal to 1, where b square is equal to a square, 1 minus e square. In both these equations, here and here, right side is 1. In the question, given ellipse is this, and it is also given that eccentricity of this ellipse is EE, denoted by EE. We change its form and try to bring 1 on the right hand side, because in this equation and in this equation, in both these equations, we observe that right hand side is 1. Therefore, we will try to bring 1 on the right hand side. For that purpose, we will divide both sides by 5. This implies x square cosec square theta by 5 plus y square by 5 is equal to 5 by 5. But we know that cosec square theta is equal to 1 by sin square theta. Therefore, this cosec square theta can be written as 1 by sin square theta. Then this will become x square by 5 sin square theta plus y square by 5 is equal to 1. Now RHS is 1. But in this equation, a square is denominator of this x square by. But in this equation, a square, that is length of semi major axis square, square of length of semi major axis, a square, appear in the denominator of this y square by in this ratio. That means below y square. And we observe that in this equation, this a is greater than this b. That means a is greater than b. Here also a is greater than b. That means in both these equations, a is greater than b. If a is greater than b, then a square will be greater than b square. Out of these two, 5 sin square theta and 5, which one is greater? We know that sin square theta less than equal to 1. Multiplying both sides by 5 sin square theta will be less than equal to 5. That means this 5 sin square theta can be less than 5 also for some value of theta. If not for all value of theta, then for some value of theta, 5 sin square theta can be less than 5. But 5 can never be less than 5 sin square theta for any value of theta. Therefore, only this can be possible, that this is greater and this is smaller. Therefore, a square will be 5. A square will be 5. A square will be 5 and b square will be 5 sin square theta. 5 sin square theta for some value of theta. If not for all values of theta, then for some value of theta, b square will be equal to 5 sin square theta and a square will be equal to 5. Putting this value of a square, b square and EE in place of eccentricity E in this relation we get 5 sin square theta. 5 sin square theta is equal to 5 1 minus EE square. Cancelling 5 from both sides, we get sin square theta is equal to 1 minus EE square. We suppose this as number 2. Dividing 2 by 1, dividing this 2 by 1, that means 2 divided by 1 implies that sin square theta by sin square theta is equal to 1 minus EE square by EH square minus 1. This implies sin square theta by sin square theta 1 is equal to 1 minus EE square by EH square minus 1. Shifting EH square minus 1 on the left hand side, we get EH square minus 1 is equal to 1 minus EE square. Shifting EE square on the left hand side and this one on the right hand side, we get this imply EH square plus EE square is equal to 1 plus 1. This implies EH square, but in the question it is given that EH is equal to root 7 times EE. Therefore, writing root 7 EE in place of EH, EH square will be 7 EE square plus EE square is equal to 2. This implies 8 EE square is equal to 2. This implies EE square is equal to 1 by 4. Putting this 1 by 4 in place of EE square in this equation 2, we get sin square theta. Sin square theta is equal to 1 minus 1 by 4. This implies sin square theta is equal to 3 by 4. This implies sin theta can be positive or negative. At first we consider over positive value root 3 by 2. Suppose we take positive value root 3 by 2. Then value of theta will be equal to pi by 3. Pi by 3 means 60 degree. And this angle pi by 3 is given in one option. Therefore, this option in which pi by 3 is given will be correct option. That means if we take sin theta is equal to minus root 3 by 2, is it? Then we don't get any option. Therefore, we will not take sin theta is equal to minus root 3 by 2.